Yo, what's up, everybody? Let me do something. I was trying to leave my air blasters on because it's 1,000 degrees. Y'all let me know if y'all hear it, if it's too loud. It's feeding back through my microphone, but y'all let me know if it's too loud. If the music ain't doing a good enough job masking it. If it's too loud, then I guess I gotta turn it off. And I gotta, I think it's loud. You can hear them, but barely. All right. Let me see if I can leave. You still sound great. Okay. All right. Here, let me turn off the one. Hold on 1 second. All right, y'all. Oh, I think that'll do. I said I hear it, but it's not that noticeable. All right, I turned it down a little bit, so I'll frickin' seed for y'all a little bit. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy MM2K back again with this series that was only supposed to be this series is a Patreon exclusive series. So I urge all of you guys, if you're not part of the PNTS network Patreon, in the future, if you want to catch on to the series, you're gonna have to watch it there. All it takes is $1 and a dream. All right, and it goes to help to support the great contributors over there at PNTS Network. We got some great things coming. Also, what I want to do too. Let me do this. If you're interested, I think the Patreon drops in the. Let me see, PNTS Network Patreon. I think the Patreon. It drops via my bot. Yeah, I think it does there, but I'm gonna put it here anyway. Put it here in the chat for those that are interested. All it takes is $1 and a dream. Let me see if it'll show it. Scene display one. Yep. So right there, for the dollar service, this community, these community caution to the community episodes for now on will be there. If I do them live for everybody else, just so everyone's fully aware, if I do them live for everybody, for everyone, the video on demand will be only for the Patreon members, and it's not to try to monetize this, but we got people that do support the platform, and we got to give them content. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give them something for their hard-earned cash, and this is supposed to be the prognosis altogether. Is supposed to be a Patreon exclusive, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna introduce it to the people, and if y'all like it, give you a taste of it, give you a sample, and if you like it, go ahead and opine. Come on over. All it takes is $1 and a dream. We do have a Stadia exclusive. And Storm has called me now. I was supposed to have Project Storm. So Storm, if you want to come on live, bro, if you're listening, just hop on over, man. You know where I'm at in the Discord. If you want to become a member of our exclusive Stadia Patreon, it'll get you access to what we call the Stadia War Room, because we got a lot of console fanboys in there too. We try to keep them at bay by charging $1 minimum. Hey Keith McDermott, what's going on, my good friend? We try to keep away the most toxic ones out of there by charging $1 minimum. That's the purpose of that. But you get some that screw Stadia and all that other stuff. I get it, and some people don't even want to hear that. So if you want to just come to the Stadia exclusive Patreon, that's $3 a month, and you could just chop it up with us that are Stadia fans over there. All right, so definitely go to the Patreon, check it out. All right, another thing that we're doing too while I'm here, let me do this. PNTS Network. Oh, come on, man! I'm sitting there typing. I look like a fool. PNTSnetwork.com. There we go. Alright. Okay, so if you go over here and you look here, if you go down to the bottom, we got this thing called Yappa. And if you leave a Yappa, which we got one from the good homie Dustin and Rand, I'll play that later. If you leave a Yappa during the show, I'll be paying close attention and we'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely check it out. All right, so you'll want to leave a Yappa, and leaving a Yappa will enter you into our contest to win Mortal Kombat 11 the Aftermath collection, which retails for $99.99. You'll get that. Okay, so definitely go to PNTSnetwork.com, scroll to the bottom, leave a yappa. I'll leave this here too. All right. Okay, so now that we got all the preliminary stuff out of the way, let me shout out everybody in the chat and so forth and all that good funky fly stuff. I know I sound corny as hell. I don't even know where that came from. And I'm dealing with so many of these screens. Okay, so we got Projekt Storm. Yo, what up? Hey, Storm. I was letting you know that I'm going live. If you want to hop in, I'm in the Discord. You know where I'm at. Hop on in, brother. We're going to chop this up. Prognosis. All right. So, well, we also got Antonio in the house. What's up? Hyperfang Gaming. What's up? What's going on, good brother? We got Ashes to Ashes. Who else we got? We got Froggy V. Froggy V. What's going on, my good friend? And we got the homie Chase. I was just over with Chase. So let me explain what's going on here. I was just with the homie Chase. And if you've been paying attention on Twitter, me and my good friend Chase, we've been chopping it up. We've been doing Frazier. What's his name? Ali Frazier. We've been doing Ali Frazier all over Twitter, giving our different thoughts on the state of Stadia and all this other stuff. But we've been having cordial discord. It carried over into TSI on Friday. You know what I mean? But what I want people to understand is that there are different sides of judging how well Stadia is doing for the populace. And it's good for Stadia to hear those different sentiments, right? And for them to gauge how the community is. That's why we created the State of Stadia series. It's one episode. Go check it out. I think it's on PNTS Network. It might be on PNTS Network or Stadia Dosage channel. Check it out. Because even though I feel a certain way, I might be the minority of the community that feels that way. 95% of the community, like I always say, might agree with Chase. So even if my information is factually correct, it doesn't matter because perception is 9/10 of the law. If 9/10 of the law dictates that the community feels X way, Stadia needs to be aware of that so they can make the proper adjustments or just, do the proper communication to put the community at ease or to show their face even more. So that's why it's important. That's why me and Chase have been engaging in this, because it provides something as essential, not only to the viewer, but to the company as well, because it keeps them honest. It keeps them in tune to the community. It keeps them out of the silo. But then there's something different happening now. And where it takes that discourse, and to me it mucks it up. It takes your favorite piece of steak and puts some bland oatmeal all over it. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be very cautious of this. And when I say this, when I say this to the Stadia community, I mean the influencers, the content creators, contributors. You guys have to be you guys and gals rather, have to be very, very careful. And I'm saying this, and I don't mean to slight anybody, because I love everybody. And just because I might, quote unquote, come at your comment on Twitter doesn't mean that I no longer like you. I'm just coming at the comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going, hack it up on the comment, but I still love everybody. Like I had to tell a content creator a long time ago, I may go back and forth with people on stuff, but I love the entire community. This is a great community and I love it. Agree with me or not, y'all ain't, I've been on this side of the fence where I'm the only one that felt XYZ way. Oh, we got the homie Projekt Storm in the house. Storm.
Yo, can you hear me, man?
We can hear you, man. We got
All
you.
All right, that's what's up. What's going on? What's up, people?
Hey, look, man. Great. So here's what happened, Storm. And me and you haven't even talked about this. So this conversation is going to be so organic and it's going to be so great. I want to get your take on it too before I go into anything. Chase did a show, and big up to the homie Chase. Chase did a show, and he's like he's trying to find the centerpiece of the strife in the community. And I thought about it last night as well. And what he came up with is, he says that we're having two totally different discussions. He said, and we're blending it into one. He says we're having a discussion as far as what Stadia is doing and how it's impacting globally, opposed to what Stadia is doing and how it impacts the Americas in the West. And I agree with Chase. For first and foremost, I applaud his efforts to say, look, we got to be specific on this stuff. We can't paint everything with a broad brush. So I applaud that. But I also applaud his effort in saying, look, these are different discussions. I agree with that. Now, where my thoughts, and I want to get your Storm, where my thoughts verge to slightly another place is, I don't think the discussion has to be broken up into how what it's doing is effective in particular regions. I think the discussion is how we judge the platform now opposed to how we judge the platform when they really enter the squared circle. By all intents and purposes, time after time, we've shown them, Storm, that Stadia right now has not entered the squared circle. And they've admitted this. I just plucked something out of the ethos from Jack Buser back in March of 2019, brother, where he said, look, we can see, and I'm saying this verbatim because I don't want there's people out there saying that I'm saying people are saying specific things. I don't want it to continue. Let's not play that game. But verbatim, what Jack said is, look, we concede that our platform is not going to be premiere for a while. We concede that we're not going to be hitting certain marks of expectations for even years. This is a marathon, not a race. But even though we concede that, what we're trying to do in the early stages is just get the tech in people's hands and then get them to see how phenomenal it is. Then once we get enough people to do that, then we'll enter the squared circle. So I believe we're having two discussions. Is what Stadia doing right now successful for the early access phase? And will this same game plan be successful in the future? What are but those are my thoughts. Those are Chase's thoughts. Storm, what are your thoughts on all this angst in the community right now?
Well, I'll tell you this, man. First of all, you hit us with the Cyndi Lauper, though. You know what I'm saying? You hit us with the Cyndi Lauper, though.
They don't know where they didn't know, Storm. You weren't supposed to tell them.
You know what it is now. You hit us with the time after time, man. Cyndi
Time
Lauper
after time.
got out. Hey, first of all, Chase knows, man. We've been going back with this discourse right here, man. I've seen, I can call out names. You know what I'm saying? Right now, people who've been engaged in some friendly discourse, man.
Yeah.
Chase knows from when he was doing his show from months ago that we would just go in the chat and just get it in.
Yeah.
And first of all, I want to say that it's good to have outlets like that to be able to do that, because nobody wants to live in La La Land all the damn time. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I just want to throw that out there first, man. But here are my thoughts, because I get caught somewhere in the middle of you two.
Okay.
I'm out here, and Eddie, and see, shout out to Eddie. Eddie, if you're around, show yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, this is what it's about, man. I've seen you and Clive have a little bit of discussions, and what it did was it opened my eyes.
Yeah.
As an aspiring content creator, Stadia content creator, and everything else, man. It just made me open my eyes, and it made me become better. Just to throw that out there first before I get deep into it. But look, man, where my take is, there's people out here like me. And then the reason I threw Eddie in is because, last what show was it?
The episode 1 of this.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother Eddie, he put it out there that there's some Stadia stands in the community, and I get where he's coming from, because it's on every platform. There's people who will just be like, "Oh yeah, Stadia can do no wrong. Stadia can do no wrong." I haven't met one of those people, and I wanted to be clear, because you'll see me praise Stadia for a lot of things that they do right. You get what I'm saying? Like, you'll see, and I'll throw some names out there. Y'all duck if you don't want to be called out, man, duck. But Rick Tone has praised the platform. Antonio, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, they've been critical of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's other people as well. Just to use you all as an example, man, shout out to the brothers. But I feel that Stadia is 90% in the right for me as a Stadia gamer, because what Stadia did was save me.
Yeah. So
there might be a small market or a niche of people like myself, a small demographic of people who feels like Stadia saved them from more the same, delaying, you know what I'm saying, the continuous trends.
Yep.
And that's pretty much how I feel, I feel like Stadia is new. We know this. It's doing things that can be commended. You know, they are bringing these games that we want to see. They're reaching out to all types of demographics, whether it be the female gender, whether it be the casuals, whether it be the hardcore, and anywhere in between, man.
Yep.
I think that they are building a solid foundation for the future of this platform.
Yeah,
I really do, man. And Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And Geforce now won't be, and Shadow won't be. So, man, these are the thoughts that go through my head, man. And this is why I wanted so bad when you did this last show. It was just so good, just seeing, hearing Eddie and everybody chase everybody on the yappa, man. It was so good because this is what we need. And I think you were kind of like, you were on to that when I first jumped in. That again, it can't always be cookies and cream. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna take a little pause.
Yeah. No, I you know what, Storm, and you said that in a prior SSC with me, you, and Ray, and I think the homie Pablo was in there. We got to get with Pablo. Pablo got a different schedule. I definitely want to work with the brother because that's an epiphany. I'm saying the word wrong. I think antithesis. Yeah. That's an antithesis of the doom and gloom. I hate to use that word, but the doom and gloom that's being put out there. There are gamers that have all the systems that used to doubt Stadia, that got the platform in their hand, and they did a reverse to what a lot of the people, they said, oh, I love this tech, and like Storm said, it's giving me something new. I'm not just getting the same old loaf of bread, you know what I'm saying, that I'm getting from the old platforms, the other platforms. This expanded my horizons. My homie Pablo III is an example of that. My homie Sal was battling me back and forth for months, Storm. PlayStation fanatic, God of War Avatar, right? Then I finally got this brother. He said, man, fine, damn it. Fine. I'm going to try Stadia, and when I throw up and I pass out, I'm sending you the medical bill. I said, okay, do it. Do you know that this mammy jammy came back to me and said, Mars? Storm, I don't know if you ever saw that Dave Chappelle skit with Arsenio Hall where it was like Arsenio Hall was tasting the cheese.
Yeah,
and he was like,
man.
And he was like, damn, man. And he was talking to the waiters and the server. He said, why didn't y'all tell me this damn cheese was this good? And he started slapping the waiters. That's what Sal did to me. Sal came back to me and said, Mars, why didn't you tell me that Stadia was this good? I should slap the hell out of you. I said, bro, I've been trying to tell you. So here's my argument that I'm not trying to shut down anybody that has gripes with the platform. I get that there were people like our good friend Donnie from PSVNG, shout out to them. And Donnie, I didn't forget about you. But Donnie from PSVNG, when Donnie said, look, I had these wide expectations. They're mine. I'm allowed to have them. And I decided that Stadia couldn't serve them. So I left. That's fine. But what Donnie didn't do is he didn't say, hey, look, Stadia is not serving my wide expectations, so it's doomed. Donnie said, no, it's not serving my wide expectations. I'll keep an eye out for it, but right now, it ain't for me. You see what I'm saying? And what people, I think, are doing, Storm, and I want to get your thoughts on this, and then we can go to the chat. I think what people are doing is that they're disappointed. They were expecting more, and that's fine, whatever. For what, I'm not going to argue whether they should have or they shouldn't have. But they want to equate their own personal emotions to this. The platform is doomed, and they have no imperative data, no collection of information. They have no words, nothing from anybody concrete to substantiate that. And if you're a content creator, an influencer, or a contributor at some point in time, those words hold weight. What are your thoughts?
I tell you what, man, they do. And that's why I'm always being careful how I say things, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I don't want things to be taken out of context, man. Yeah. And I was on Twitter looking for something right now as you're asking me this, I'm looking for something because there's a few tweets that came out from new Stadia gamers, man. Yeah. New Stadia gamers who are very happy
Yep.
to be a. It's kind of like what you just said. Like, why the hell didn't you tell me how great this is? You know what I'm saying? Like, and see, that's a problem right there. Now, okay, so now I can go over to what Chase is thinking, and other people who feel like the community needs to be there. You know what I'm saying? The community, if only the community was just turned up, if Stadia was just putting out some kind of like weekly updates that said, guess what?
Yeah.
Or did you know? Like, did you know? Did you know what Stadia is capable of?
Great minds think alike. Go ahead, brother.
Did you know how many users signed up for the month of July? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I know where these people are coming from, and that's why I'm not mad, man. Shout out to the homie Zach, on Twitter or whatever. Zach Laidlaw, I think. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's all these questions gets their attention of the Stadia team. I'm almost certain of it that they're in there checking out the discussions. But at the same time, I'm careful not to push away a new unsuspecting Stadia consumer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. That's not my job, y'all. That's not my job. What I do, if I want the platform to live, you think I'm gonna go on here? I can get out here and say, "Hey, yo, Stadia's trash, bro." I get on 2K and I can't find no matches, and I jump in Destiny sometime, and Crucible takes a long. I could be doing all that too, but I'm not painting a positive picture of something that I like. You know what I'm saying? When I do that, now hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not always going to be the negative Nancy out here throwing out all the negativity, because I can find that on every platform. Because if I do it to Stadia, then I had to go back and do it to Xbox. Then I had to go back and do it to PlayStation. Then I had to go back and do it to PC. And then what does that make me, at that point? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm always focusing on the negative. So I try to shy away from it. I just want people to understand that about me. That if you see me out here, putting a tweet out, you're gonna see me at the same time. If my damn CCU ain't working, if it's overheating, I drop that on Twitter. Did I not do that?
Yeah. Our homie Ray.
I dropped that on Twitter, and then customer support hit me up and put me in the DM.
Yeah.
And was like, bro, hey, how can we help you?
Yeah.
How can we help you? And then they got my stuff situated, and then I came back and praised them with a thank you. That's how I look at things, and man, this is you got me in here today, man. You got to keep me calm.
And then, bro, no,
I see so much, man, that I got to talk about it.
The name of the theme or the thesis of this episode is "Let's Get Specific." So let it all out, brother. I mean, but it's like another one, like someone else that could be considered like extremely positive on the platform is our homie Ray. But the last 2 days, Ray's been on a rampage. He's been on a rampage. Like, because of PGA 2K21. And I can dig it. It's based off of factual analysis. But I want to focus on something you said, Storm, that I think was just marvelous. Perfectimo, was marvelous. When you said that as an influencer, as somebody whose name is in rotation here in this community, you're not going to lay this a profound judgment because you're having a particular issue or a few issues. You're not going to lay this profound judgment on something because you don't want to murk up the waters for the unsuspecting gamer. That is so spot on. Like, for instance, let me give you guys look. I know I may seem like I talk slow and I stumble over my words, but I swear to y'all, I'm not ultra dumb. I may be close to dumb, but I'm not ultra dumb. When I got out here and I told you guys that prepare, there's data coming out here, that wasn't a fraudian slip. That wasn't a slip of the tongue. I want y'all to know that something is brewing, and something big is brewing, and it's coming soon. Now again, whatever information I release is not going to show that Stadia is beating Xbox or whatever. It's just to set reasonable expectations. It's going to show you that Stadia is growing. That's what it's going to show you. And it goes against all of this rhetoric, this unproven rhetoric that it's stalled or it's dying. Again, I'm not saying that Stadia is bursting out the seams and is beating Xbox and PlayStation together. I'm not saying that. But it goes against the rhetoric that it's stalled or it's dying. That being said, I purposely put that out there. Why? Because I understand the influence that I have. I'm not even at 1,000 people on any YouTube channel. I write for Broadband Bullies and I drop an article once every 2 weeks now. You know what I'm saying? But But I understand the influence that I have, where if somebody looks at MM2K, and if MM2K goes out there and he says something like, I got data to show you that Stadia is blowing it out of the water, that's sending unreasonable expectations. So if I'm being realistic and I'm saying, look, I can't tell you now, I can't speak on that. I mean, I probably could, but I understand the responsibility and the weight of my words. Therefore, that's why I can't speak. Not because I don't know what to say, not because I don't know who to say it to, but I'm being responsible with my words because I understand the influence that I have. So if I can understand that, someone that just writes an article every 2 weeks, someone that doesn't even have 1,000 followers on YouTube, I am urging a lot of my fellow content creators, influencers, whatever to contribute, whatever the case may be. You can't do with what was his name? Jason Schreier did. Sent out a bunch of crazy tweets one time and say, I'm mad at Twitter because Twitter doesn't allow you to label your tweets as just thoughts. You can't just put random thoughts out there, talk in specific terms, and then expect it to just go away when you're disproven and just say my fault. Because I'm going to tell you something. Somebody wise just said this to me. Because I'm trying to go on a campaign of warning people, don't go too far off the reservation. If you feel a certain way personally about the product, or you have feelings about its trajectory, if they keep this up, I understand it. But don't just say, hey, look, something fishy and it's doomed to what. Don't talk in those absolutes. Because a wise man told me, when you're wrong and your words have weight and they come out wrong, that's a reflection on you. When these receipts drop and these L's drop, there's not going to be any walking away from it for you. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help y'all and warn y'all. I'm not saying y'all got to like the platform. I'm not saying everything you got to say is positive, but don't talk in these absolutes without evidence, because it's going to have an effect on you. And if me, somebody with less than 1,000 subscribers on both of my YouTube channels, for crying out loud, who writes articles only every 2 weeks, if I can understand that, and if I can caution myself, because y'all know me, I'm full of emotion too, but if I can caution myself and say, you know what, I can't speak to that, I can't say that. Believe you me, I can, but I won't, because I understand the responsibility of my words. And with that, I shut up, Storm, and I hand it back over to you.
All right, I'll catch it and go with it then. One thing, all of this real talk, it fosters growth, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm sitting up here and I have a serious face on now, and I go back. I tell you, I go back to the conversations that we've had, and I say we, that means everybody in the community who's been vocal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's from the chat to if you're doing something, or if you're again aspiring to get out here and make some Stadia content or whatever content, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. I see Hyperfane Gaming in the building. What's going on, man?
Hyperfane Gaming, what's up?
In the building, Hardcore Xbox. Listen what I'm saying, y'all. Hardcore Xbox. But he could be a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And other people that can come over here and be a part of this real conversation, because at the end of the day, we're on the same damn ship. Mm-hmm. We're on the same damn ship, y'all, and I want y'all to hear this now. All of our platforms have shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They all have shortcomings.
Yep.
I'm guilty of it. I've talked trash on Xbox because it's fun. It's fun sometimes, y'all. It's fun. I've talked trash on PlayStation, Nintendo, and I still don't own a Switch yet. And I have never owned a Wii or a Wii U, because I felt that, and I could be selfish, I felt that Nintendo wasn't giving me what I wanted. But there's this a member of the PNTS network, you all might know her as Snow Bunny. You know what I'm saying? We call her Bunny. We had a good conversation and it made me realize, honestly, I wanted to hit Chase up, and I wanted to get Chase's thoughts on the Switch that he just copped. You know what I mean? Because I was so blown away by what I was seeing, gameplay wise and hardware wise, and the features and everything, and what the Switch is capable of. So then I thought about it and I said, damn, I gotta apologize to the homie 6-4. I gotta apologize to Chariot Man. You know what I'm saying? For sometimes calling it the Switch trash and everything, because I'm a graphics fiend. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love my graphics, but I love solid frame rate too, y'all. But I disrespected the Nintendo this generation, and I plan to make up for it next generation. I'm not gonna go out there and buy that Switch right now because I feel like at any given time Nintendo can announce their next hardware.
Yep.
But man, it puts everything into perspective, you know, when we have these conversations. And I think that's why more people are clamoring for it. You know, like you notice that we get the most views sometimes when we're in that heated discussion. It brings people in, and it also brings in the people that don't have a clue what the hell we're talking about. They just want to come on and they see Stadia, they see you guys out here doing your thing, and they see the titles and everything, and they're like, oh man, this is Stadia right here. And then they come up in here and it's like, wow, these guys are on it. Like they don't hold any cut cards. So I don't know, man. My mind is just all over the place. It's just that something, and then, you know, the haters, man, I'm already immune to the haters. Like, I don't even care what they have to say. It's funny. Sometimes I just want to highlight these people and, you know what I'm saying, and make them feel good for the day so they can go ahead and shut the hell up. But look, man,
Yep.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that Stadia has done something special.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has come to market first. It has shown that the technology works. It has hopefully shown Xbox gamers and GeForce Now gamers and Shadow gamers what can happen. You know what I mean? What cloud gaming can really look like for them, because it's the first to do 4K and all that stuff. And I can go on and on and on. And it might sound like I'm bragging, but it's facts. Clive just said something in the chat about facts I saw. You know what I mean? And I think most of us can appreciate the facts. So again, while it's fun, and I will engage in the fun sometimes, but not if it's detrimental to the platform that I like, that I'm investing in. You know what I'm saying? That I'm happily paying my money for, and that I'm playing games that I never would have tried, I would have never tried a lot of these games, bro, if it wasn't for Google Stadia. If it wasn't for, you know, well, I can't say GeForce Now. See, Stadia's a different, it's in a different bracket. It's in a different bracket, bro. I mean, it's amazing. That's why I say it's amazing right there. And that's why I'm so, some of the shortcomings I can kind of forgive because of what I'm getting, man. Like, I'm making content. Now check this out, and then I'm gonna pass it back to you. I'm able to stream 4K content on every single game that I play, pretty much every single game that I play, whether it's upscaled or not. And I don't have to worry about it being super taxing on my PC because I got a budget PC, y'all. It's no secret. I say it all the time. It's not so taxing, but it looks good as hell. And for the people that stop by my channel, man, again, you all see it. This is crazy. And they're already talking about 8K 120. I don't know if you wanted to get into that later or something, but some people, there's already buzz. They reminded us about 8K 120.
All right, and we got a special guest. This is SSC podcast early.
Oh yeah,
we got Eddie Player One in the house.
Hey, what's up?
What up, Eddie?
Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay,
all right, we'll hold it now.
Not a problem. So until Eddie gets back, I just want to say that, like, let me give you an example. The conversation that we had last episode of this with PGA, that was a conversation based upon facts and actual events. We just came at it from a different angle. There was just different angles. One side felt like that Stadia should. As the smoke cleared, Stadia needs to overcompensate for the previous communication woes. Therefore, they should have said something, you know, within the 2 hours that 2K said something. Others believe that they shouldn't have, because we don't want to set the precedent beyond what, you know, the other platforms are doing now. We want to take baby steps with it. We want them to at least do what they're supposed to. Then once they do what they're supposed to, then they can, you know, overcompensate on that level. It's kind of like I do data analysis. I used to work with this lady. I'll call her Susie. And we used to do some serious hardcore data analysis, and our data analysis was so important that if we were off one number, that could throw off reports for an entire Fortune 500 company, and they would leave. And guess who else would be out of a job? The person that did that analysis. So we were trying to slow down our database because it had some issues with it, and it required a lot of manual intervention. So I'm trying to show Susie how to operate that database and how to keep her and how she should be cognizant of this, that, or the other, so she doesn't. So there's no errors, because we had a 0% error threshold because of that, because of what I mentioned prior. And Susie, before her training was done, Susie told me, "Well, I think you guys should do this and do that." I said, "Susie, hold on, whoa. Before we get into what we should do and how we can overcompensate, understand the basics first. Get the basics together first. And once you nail down the basics, then we can move on." She didn't listen. Susie tried to overcompensate, messed up important reporting, not once, not twice. What do you think happened to Susie? That's all I'm saying is we already got a situation where they are stumbling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like I'm void of reality. They are stumbling communication wise. It's just that some of us felt like that. Let's get them to where they need to be at first, and then get them beyond that later. But I brought that up just to say that was a conversation based upon facts. What we're hearing here is, in my opinion, is a conversation based upon emotions and speculations. But that's my take on it. I don't know if Eddie's back yet, but Eddie, if you got a different
I'm
take.
back here to bring up some truth bombs.
All right. Oh, snap. Go ahead, brother.
So here's the deal, y'all. I'm going to be 2,000% honest here. And to these 31 people on chat, if you want to clip this. Here's what happened. NMM knows, because MM was there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it should have been said that MM was there. But a few weeks ago, me, MM, and some other content creators from the Stadia community had a meeting with people from Google. They wanted to hear from us. So, you heard that right. We sit down for 1 hour. They were listening to us. We were giving feedbacks, saying what we like, what we dislike on the platform. Now, when I'm saying 100% honest is because this. I feel like after that meeting, people, or some people, would try to look good on Google's side, either for future cross-promotion, appearing on the next Connect, getting keys for games, and this kind of stuff, or other stuff that I can't even imagine. But they're just trying to be Google good boy and not say anything, even if the platform does wrong. Just shut up, and no, we're here to support Google. Doesn't matter what happened. I would just speak for myself here, and MM and Projekt can speak for themselves on the situation. I am not for that. I love this platform. I support this platform from the get-go. From March, when I saw this shit, I said I pre-ordered this platform in 5 minutes from the pre-order announcement, and I continue to support this platform. I understand that this platform, it's not a competitor yet to Xbox and PlayStation, but I will continue being here, and I will continue call from the bad things that the platform does. I don't care if Google will look at me bad, with bad eyes, if the account from Google will stop replying to my tweets or not liking my tweets. I don't care. So that's all I had to say, man. Projekt, sorry, I hijacked the show.
Hey, man. No, you didn't hijack anything. You know what I'm saying?
Did you want to take that storm first, or?
Yeah, man. And see, just going back off what you just said, Eddie. And that's your feelings. And see, hey, I come from a world, MM, you might have to kind of like keep us level-headed, man, because I like to keep it real. Mm-hmm. I don't like to be out here pretending, man. I don't like to get off air and then have a real conversation, but I also don't like to do anything crazy or say anything crazy while I'm live, because I take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But my thing is, I'm just listening to Eddie, and I can now so you could see you can see much clearer how people might be feeling. Now, I'm not gonna say, I can't say much about the meeting and everything that happened or whatever. What I will say is, I mean, I wasn't there, but I'm still filled with positivity because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm filled with positivity because the platform is doing things that I think are great, and I'm filled with positivity, y'all, because I don't have to stick to Google Stadia if I don't want to. I don't have to. Google's not holding anything in our head saying, yo, you better stick with us or else. You know what I'm saying? And we're not threatened to remain on this platform. Like, they're not forcing us to buy their games. They're not forcing us to promote their platform. You know what I'm saying? They're not in our ears saying like, yo, I need you to go ahead and promote Stadia 3 times a week.
Yep.
I'm not getting those messages. So my thing is, my love and my appreciation for the platform comes from listening to others' content.
Yep.
Like Clive and Rock and Rick Tone. Bet y'all didn't know Rick Tone be dropping some stuff himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bouncing around. DKS, I see you in the building, Dre. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where my love for the platform comes from. When you guys first did the Stadia Super Saturday and stuff like that, man, I was never jealous, bruh. I was new to the platform. Guess what? Chase, Eddie, 6'4", MM2K, and stop me if I'm lying and call me out if I'm lying, bruh. You all are the people that I've told. Ace, Sonny, Wingy, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on. Meg, the list goes on and on.
Yep.
I'm up here and I'm inspired by what you all are doing. I'm inspired by what you all are saying. You all were the first to bring me in and say, Storm, man, hey, look, man, we're going to give you a voice, so to speak.
Yep.
Here, man, come on the show. Play some games with us, Eddie and Chase. Play some Destiny 2 with us, Storm. Come on, man. I'm sending you the invite. I jump on with these brothers, man. That's the best experience, the first experience I had on Stadia. But then some BS starts happening every now and then with the community, with the fans, with the people that don't know about Stadia. And then it's kind of like, oh, snap. What the hell is going on, y'all? So I'm kind of like blindsided. I'm blindsided by the whole damn thing. Like, some people getting pissed off and posting like, hey, Stadia, we need games. We need announcements. We need titles. We need advertisements. We need the Stadia logo on every damn trailer. And then I'm like, oh, I don't understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it started making me, I scratched my head and I'm like, damn, what the hell? Why are people so pissed off? The platform is not a year old yet. It's just not. At the time, the platform might have been 6 months, 5 months. And I'm like, already, y'all, we're bringing this type of energy to the platform? Damn. Can we give them time to crawl? Can we give them time to walk, MM2K? Eddie, can we give them time to put the training wheels on the bike before they ride? That's all. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it right there, man.
Yeah. And to Eddie's point, and again, yeah, I was there. We were. I can't talk to now.
Well, can you talk? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I can't talk too much. Yeah, I can't talk too much to it. What I can say is that we went into that meeting with a cluster blank of issues, you know, that we wanted to present. There were a lot of us, so we didn't get to present it the way that we wanted to. But it was a great experience altogether, and that's all I can say about that. With, you know, I do respect NDAs and stuff like that, so that's all I can be comfortable saying about. Now, to Eddie's point, I personally can't speak on that. I don't know who, and I'm not saying, and Eddie, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that you're implying that to any of us. I can't speak to that. What I can say from my personal experience is that after that meeting, I didn't have doubts about the air of the platform, but I didn't fully have an understanding of what they were trying to do. I'm not, and when I say I have an understanding
do
of
you
what
have now?
I do have now. I didn't have. I want to say I was like 90% there. I wasn't 100% understanding of what the platform was trying to do, what its scope was right now, all that other stuff. I was pretty much there. someone I got to give props to, because I call Storm this person all the time. Someone who I felt had the closest gauge of what was going on and why they're doing what they're doing is the homie 6'4", Freeform Gaming. Definitely check him out. Storm, even if you can get a link to his channel, because we're always promoting what he's saying, but we're not promoting his channel. If you can get a link to his channel while I'm doing my Bibble Babble, definitely throw it in there. When we were at that last Connect, this is when I had my epiphany. When we were at that last Connect, and I remember me and Chase, we were watching that. Chase hopped up out of his seat. I said, this is a 4 out of 10. This is going to be trash. I'm like, dang, Stadia's about to get dogged. What are you doing? But then I went and I looked at the traction online. I looked at the response. I looked at, engagements. And I saw that off of that Connect, which in my personal opinion was a worse Connect than the one before, they got more traction. I said, what the hell? So what I started doing, Eddie, is I started paying more and more attention to the information coming in through Stadia. I started watching the news outlets, different social media traction, more than I ever have, because I couldn't understand what was going on. And then it made sense to me that the things that we, as the 5%, thought near and dear, and we're going to build this platform.
Oh, we are less than 5.
Well, yeah, or 2%. Yeah, 2%. What we thought was near and dear to us was not to tell all be all for the growth of this platform at this moment. Now, I had said on Chase's channel earlier, before I went live, Stadia can't keep this same old, distance and sporadic motion of games going into when they get serious. They definitely can. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying right now, their plan is not to be serious, but to collect data, because off of 24,000 hours of data off a very, very, very limited campaign, they were able to derive 4K, the ability to do 4K 60 with Projekt Stream. We know they got a billion times more data with this, so that I feel from all the information that we have is going to solidify them for 8K 120 or whatever else they want to do with the platform. I do, however, get a lot of the angst, which I want to speak to and get your thoughts on, Eddie, and then we'll jump back to Storm. I was thinking about this angst because my epiphany again was that Connect. After that Connect, and then the homie 6'4" was like, I was trying to tell y'all, but y'all wasn't paying attention. Y'all was worrying about this dog or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I really just like had to think about it.
All right, hold on. Let me pause. Can we get a little pause real quick just to interject something now? Even after that, now y'all talking about this meeting right now. After that, you all still kept it real enough to show your displeasure about the Connect. So go ahead, my bad.
And that's how it was. It was like there was a void there. We were still kind of riding off the high of the previous Connect where PUBG was dropped, but we were making the case. I'll just say this without getting myself in trouble or anybody in trouble. We were making the case that Stadia has to do more communication or you're going to fall off the ethos. That was the argument, right? And that Connect showed that what we thought that they should do, they didn't necessarily have to do in order to see success. I'm not saying long term it's going to work for them, but for this phase that they're in, it works. So that was my epiphany, was that Connect. Now you fast forward to now, after all the information and research that I've done, and now this data that I have in my lap, I'm like, oh, okay, it all makes sense. Like, we may not like it, and I do think Stadia can do a better job at communicating overall consistently, because there were people that bought the platform and they paid money for it. I do think they could still do better outreach just for that sake, but the narrative of this thing hit a brick wall, or it's stalling, or it's horrible for everybody, it's not going to go anywhere, nothing proves that. And when I go to people and I say, well, I have information that says something different, what do you have that proves what you're saying, your thesis? They say, well, it just doesn't make any sense. And to me, that's not good enough. If you are someone that is on a plateau, and we are on the plateaus, that is serving content to the unsuspecting gamer. So I want to get your thoughts on this real quick, Eddie, or anything that you want to elaborate on. But do we think that a lot of the angst, because I do agree with this, a lot of the angst that we see is not only over the games, but the simple fact, it's based upon the simple fact that Stadia just isn't communicating on a regular basis like it should be. What do you think about any of that?
Yeah, you sum it up perfectly. And still, people are like the event that happened this weekend, the DC event.
Yep.
There were great games over there, and at the end, there were no logo announced. And after that, there was an announcement saying it's coming to Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 4. So people would go bananas. This game is not coming to Stadia. Stadia is gonna die. People need to understand that we are in the very beginning of this. That's all I'm gonna say.
No. I mean, however you feel, because like I said, let's be specific.
That's what I want. I wanted to know how the brother feels. I mean, Eddie, if you could,
everybody. You know
what I'm saying? Because, hey, I wanted to know your thoughts on from 0 to 10, how happy you are with the platform. I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? Because I can get my score. I just want to, because see, again, this is the things that they need to hear. They need to hear this, you know what I'm saying? Just like all platforms need to hear it. You think Xbox didn't hear that damn, you know what I'm saying? The displeasure from the fans when they push Halo back or whatever, or when Craig the Brute started floating around. Yeah, they heard that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get, if you could share that with me, man. Right now at this point, if you could.
But before he does that, I do want to address Clive, and I'll say this. Where I'm at right now, like me and Clive, I've gone back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Again, I love everybody. Like, you know, I mock Clive. Clive told me to stop crying and let me find a lollipop to put in my mouth, my crybaby mouth. And I was messing with Clive. I said, Clive is trying to connect dots, looking for the magical tortilla under the special shell in the river somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We've gone back and forth. It's all love. Now, Clive says the Stadia communicates on a regular basis, just not the information that people want. I don't know if I agree with that, Clive. Here's why. And I've always stuck to this, even after I had my epiphany thanks to 6.4. I give the platform, I give it a 7 out of 10 now because of the growth that I'm seeing. Before I saw the growth, I gave it a 6. And this is someone that loves the platform, but I'm looking at it from 5,000 feet from a global scale. The reason why I give it a 7 out of 10 is because I don't think that they communicate effectively regularly, even in early access. I'm going to stick to this until the day that I die, or until the day that they do this. I think Stadia should monthly do videos like a Stadia Pulse video, where everything that they put out in those obscure blogs are out there in closer proximity to gamers on YouTube. They should do a video version of that. And now for your hardcore gamer base, the ones that are awry, why not have a, screw IGN. They were trying to do this game session with IGN, where IGN plays Stadia games. No, why not? Why can't we get a 10-minute game session with Aaron Hoffman, John, and Jack Buser? Or you pull Meg and Eddie. Do a hard, you know what I'm saying? Something. But it's seeing
they are doing that. They're doing that, and it's clearly paid ads with smaller creators. But they are doing that.
Yeah,
so
but
we cannot deny that.
But their face isn't there. That's what I'm saying. Like, sponsored by Stadia. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people don't. Here's where I think Stadia can strike a balance between what PlayStation does and Xbox does. See, PlayStation just drops the games. They don't want to have no conversation with your ass. They just gonna drop the games. You
already know what you're signing up for when you get on this PS5. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? You about to get these games, these exclusives we got lined up, and these timed exclusives for you.
Yep. But we ain't got the game, so we can't do what PlayStation's doing. On the other side, Xbox, they want to talk to you every 5 days. They got music. They got music videos with Celine Dion playing in the back and Phil's hair blowing in the air. But too much of that, people are like, all you're doing is talking. You're not producing anything. So why not do a little bit of both? You don't go too far to the left with like how Phil Spencer is doing, but you ain't got the games like PlayStation. So in the middle, have Aaron Hall, have someone from Stadia there to show that you're there, because people do want to get connected to you. You ain't got to bloviate like Phil Spencer does, but at the same time, you ain't got the games like PlayStation, so you got to have a presence. But I'll flip that back to Eddie and then go back to Storm. Eddie, what do you think? Do you think that maybe if they have a little bit more of a presence, that's the issue with the community?
It could be. You know what? This whole discussion started because they didn't communicate anything with the PGA situation.
Yep.
Although we know, and we agreed this before, man, that potentially this is faults from 2K to blame, other than Stadia.
Yep.
But still, the community, once they removed the game from the store, they could have said something. So that's what triggers this whole discussion we're having right now.
And I think they did say something, because I saw something on Stadia Cast yesterday, but the problem is that it wasn't on a platform where the average gamer is at. They only did it on Reddit. And and that brings up a great point. Stadia Cast brought this up. Bill of Stadia Cast. Shout out to them. There's a lack of transparency, I think, not because the platform is doomed, but they're trying to hold their cards to the vest because they're worried about Xbox and they're worried about Amazon. I believe. I think the information shows that's what they're. But like Bill from Stadia Cast said, sometimes when you're not transparent enough, people fill in the holes for you. And maybe a way to stop getting people to fill in the holes to have a presence is for you to do something monthly that, even though if you want to get Juggernaut or Karima, nothing against them, but you be there. You got to be there. The questions that we're getting from Zach is that you're closing down, and even though I think, and I'm gonna be honest, I love Zach, but I think that's in the reservation. That's off the reservation somewhere. I love Zach, but it brews from a place because you're not around, you're not there, and you don't have the games like PlayStation to just say, here, shut up, eat this, and you're not there like Xbox that even has more games than you. And I think even in the early access, I think that's what Stadia is not getting. They're not getting. That they need to at least be there at some presence. Let's do it this way. Let's start with Storm, and then we'll get Eddie's thoughts on that afterwards. Storm.
I'm sorry. Okay. I need to add that because the Reddit situation is the following. We know, for example, that we have Chris and Grace as the community managers replying on Reddit and replying on Discord, right?
Okay.
On Twitter, we know that is Stadia official Twitter, and Reddit we have some. Again, Chris and Google as community managers. We have some admins that are not affiliated with Google, and that's clearly on Reddit. So when people go try to find an answer for something, the very first thing they do, they go on Twitter, and a great example of that is what we're seeing with Fall Guys. Fall Guys Twitter, it's a business case. The guys reached 1 million followers in less than a month. The community manager of Fall Guys, he posted a plan on explaining how they were trying to achieve what they achieved and how they engaged with the community. Again, I understand that it's a game, it's not a platform, but they have been 100% transparent on Twitter. If there was any issue with the game, again, it's just a game, not a platform, they would go on Twitter and say, hey, our servers are offline right now. We are gonna fix this, and the game will be back soon. So,
no, go ahead.
No, Storm, please.
No. I was just saying, yeah. That's I agree with that, and I think there's a problem with that. After Storm goes, I'll give my thoughts on that on the back end. But go ahead, Storm.
Yeah, run it by me one more time, bro.
No,
because I had to run out and do something.
Oh, that's all right. I do what I will definitely concede, despite my epiphany, is that a lot of this angst is brewed up from the fact that there's not a presence from Stadia, right? And I get they got their head down and they're doing the hard work, but the culture that you're in now, even though we get it, I get it, Storm. Regardless of our quote unquote whining and crying, you're seeing increases in daily activity that are X-fold. I get it, and we'll get into how many times over they're seeing it now. So therefore, they don't mind if me, you, or Eddie leave for a month to go play on GFN, they know we're coming back in September for Baldur's Gate. I get that. But at some point in time, for sake of mind share, to leave that good feeling in the gamer's gut, give them something that they expect. They expect to see and hear from you, and they're not seeing and hearing from you at a level that is normal. I get Clive's point that they put out a blog post every now and again, or Grace says something on Reddit, and I love Grace and Chris. But I don't think that's enough. I think that they should have routine content monthly, to where they are recapping everything that they put in their blog post for the month and make a video of that. That'll be a lot more effective. I don't know why they're not doing that at the least. And B, for us hardcore, the original foundation, regardless if we're outnumbered or not now, have like a 15-minute session where you are sitting there with Kareem while he's playing, or Juggernaut or whatever, but you're there. You're having a conversation with him. That gives the perception that you're in it. You know what I'm saying? And again, for people like me and Clive, the fact that they're building a studio or some of the other stuff may be good for us. But a lot of the people that aren't the fact finders, that are just the gamers, you might need to do a little bit more. What are your thoughts on that?
Right, and those are definitely my thoughts, to tell you the truth. And I wish I knew what the young lady's name that was at the last Connect. I forget the other guy too that was new. Yeah, those were not faces that we have been seeing all the time. So those these are examples to me that they're out here listening, right? I already brought up that it's obvious that they hear they see what you're saying on Twitter, right? You get what I'm saying? If you think that they're not stopping by your streams, people, sometimes. Now, I'm not going to say what's factual because I don't know. I'd be a damn liar if I got up and said, yo, they're in all your streams. Yeah, but I'm saying, they say, yo, if this is my platform, I'm going to say, hey, what's going on with Eddie Player One? What's up with MM2K and Project Storm? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Clive Ellington. I want to know what's going on with these guys because they're talking Stadia. Now, we do have a plan for 2021 that we're going to roll out. Like, this is my thoughts. And I might get shot down for being positive about the platform. You get what I'm saying? I might get shot down for that, but I can handle that because I'm paying my money just like you all, and I'm up here creating content because it's fun, first of all, because it's fun, not because I'm looking for the $1.50 or whatever the case is, but because it's fun, and this is what I'd be doing anyway. Check the rap sheet, man. It goes back from years ago, making BS content like my baseball video that got 7,000 views. This is for the love first. So I think a lot of people. So that just rung a bell. I wonder if people are getting upset. MM and Eddie, we're gonna keep it real, right? I wonder if people are getting upset because their channels are not growing as fast. I wonder if they're getting upset because they're not getting these codes and they're not getting this money in their pockets from Google yet. I wonder if they're mad because Kareem Jovian and Juggernaut got these damn codes, but they didn't. So I'm wondering these things. This is just Project Storm, just thinking out loud. I'm wondering what the problem really is, because I'm like, okay, if the platform is new to me, these mugs have YouTube, y'all. YouTube in their camp. They own it. That's theirs. At any given time, they can flip on the switch and say, hey, yo, man, thank you for rocking with us, y'all. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this right here, and then we're going to give you crowd play or whatever. You just never know because the platform is so new. That's why I can't get out here and be pissed off and rave and complain and do all this stuff, because it's too early now in 2021. If Uplay Plus is not here and other things are not in place, now we're going to be having a different discussion.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Now Eddie, now MM, now Antonio, I see you out there. We're going to have a whole nother discussion. The Xbox boys ain't playing games, and the girls over there, they ain't playing games, man. They're like, shit, yo, we tired of it. Y'all been getting at us for too long. Phil, remember 2017 or whatever? We've been doing this for a couple years now. People are leaving the platform. You get what I'm saying? Like, they ain't having that. And they're vocal about it. And PlayStation cats now, come on, man. And Nintendo fan base, they don't have to worry about anything because they're happy to be gaming on the Nintendo games that they've been playing for over how many years and decades. So they're just happy. More power to them too. A lot of respect. But over here, this platform is again new. Google rolled this thing out first, y'all, before the competition. If I'm Xcloud, if I'm Microsoft and Xcloud, I have to be saying, damn, how did we let Google roll out like this, y'all, at 4K? And we ain't even got Xcloud to a place where we could do 1080p yet. And that's no shots fired. Those are facts. Because they got to upgrade to Series X hardware in 2021 to get to 4K. You get what I'm saying? So all of this, I would hope that you all would see as valid points. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think. I think like that as a realist. You know? And it drives me crazy sometimes, y'all. Everybody has their pet peeves or whatever, stuff that just pisses them off. We see it on Twitter all the time. People can't take it no more. They just break, bro. Like, I'm so goddamn tired of y'all talking about the same shit over and over and over and over about this platform. And they're vocal about it. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Yeah. But I'm not going to be out here throwing shots at the next person and trying to degrade or disrespect anybody while I do it. I'm going to keep it factual.
Let me throw this out here for both of y'all, because you know me, the old man with the monocle. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's at the root of this, and then we'll start with Eddie. They loving what you saying in
hey man, because I'm gonna keep it real. They know I'm gonna keep it real, man, and they know I'm everywhere. First of all,
you even got cold blood. Hey, look, you got even cold blood Sensei. Cold blood Sensei says nice. Is he in this community?
Hey, look, man, I'm in this community. I'm not gonna lie, heavily in the community right now, but I am over there. I dab in everywhere. You know, I'm placed there except Nintendo right now, but y'all just heard why. But Xbox, I'm over there. I'm playing Flight Sim, cold blood. Yep. Having a good ass time on the landing challenges and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Don't tell Cold Blood that it's
beautiful.
He
I'm just saying, I get all that, but I saw Shake Capo in the builder too, man. Yeah. And so I could go universal with it, man. Yeah. And I think to me, there's a place for a gamer like me, the no fanboy. You know, that's not shots fired again. Just no fanboy, man. I'm neutral.
Eddie, Eddie, let me know what you think about this. Chris in the chat says it may be possible that they, as far as the content creators, may feel disrespected. They have been riding with Stadia from the beginning, and I totally get that. What are your thoughts on that, Eddie?
Hey, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say that I wasn't disappointed at the beginning. But hey, I just fucking. Oh, sorry.
No, you good. No,
I just moved on.
Let me say this, Eddie. We got a comment a while ago that, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw that
about the cursing. Look, this is
keep it clean.
This is an adult platform, so swear words are going to come out. Are we going to go into body orifices and all that other stuff? No, but swear words work. So this is a warning that somebody could curse. I mean, we generally may not do it, but if Eddie drops an F-bomb, or if I drop one, or Storm drops one,
I almost slipped up.
Just be prepared. Yeah. So now I just wanted to say that, Eddie, just for you to talk freely. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So once the crowd play thing happened, I still don't understand the strategy that Google used. Mm-hmm. I was slightly mad, and I ain't gonna lie that I saw other people using that didn't make sense in business lens strategy. Shout out Chase. But I just moved on, so that's why I said I continue to support the platform. Mm-hmm. I will continue to say bad things when the platform does bad things, but I will definitely be supporting the platform for the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
like we will have these games coming on the month of September. We still to have the games from Stadia Games and Entertainment to come. So everybody who says all of that thing that you were just saying, that the platform will die soon, it doesn't make sense at all. And even for business wise, it's just so ingenuous that I feel like, does these people know what they are talking about?
Yeah.
Does these people understand anything on business plan or IT company strategy, or they are just been playing on Fanbox, on Xbox or their PlayStations? They don't have any idea what it takes for a company to plan and deliver something on long term.
Yeah. No, I agree. hold on 1 second. Let me do something here because I had to tweet up. No, oh man.
Well, while you're doing that, let me read because I just shouted out Zach earlier. Zach Laidlaw in the building, y'all.
Oh, Zach, what's up, brother?
Yeah, my biggest issue with Stadia is that there isn't enough factual data regarding its progress. I want to know more about active player metrics. And see, I can dig that.
Hey,
it would be good to have that because Phil Spencer always throws out, hey, we're at 10 million now, y'all. You know what I'm saying, on Game Pass. They throw those numbers out so I can see where Zach's coming from. You know what I'm saying? I get why people are thinking what they think, but go ahead, y'all.
I saw that, and I understand you're saying that in comparison to the other guys who does that. But why would you, as Google, share that information?
Yeah, like Eddie, and to that point, Eddie, like until Game Pass came out and Game Pass, was the #1 game service provider, that Xbox didn't share anything. But that doesn't mean, Zach, that Xbox didn't make money. Xbox has made more money getting curb stomped in console sales. Xbox has made more money this generation than they ever have. And PlayStation's biggest year, where PlayStation made $16 billion in 2018 with the release of God of War and Spider-Man, when it had its deadly year. Guess how much Xbox made with its games that people were calling trash? They still made $10 billion. That's before they gave you any metric. So that's where I'm saying I don't understand where these litmuses, and don't take my excitement with anger, Zach. I want you to express your opinion, but I'm trying to get you to understand where it's important to tie those thoughts to proven litmuses and facts. Xbox is making more money than they ever have without showing you anything because it was the strategic goal. What Stadia is doing is they're looking at, well, Stadia doesn't even talk about its performance at its investor calls. Why? Because this is early access. If it wasn't early access, if they consider this to be a true competitor, they will be compelled to have to do that. And that's something that we, and again, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm just saying, sometimes we got to do our due diligence because our words have weight. But that's something that we, as content providers, we should be globally aware of. If this was a full head-on launch, they would be compelled to give that information out during investor calls. They're not, because it's like a partial R&D, research and development. So I get where you're coming from. I think what it is, and this is where we got to be specific and not just tying our emotions. When this thing launched, we thought the moon and the stars, and we may have done that because of the poor communication that they had up until the launch. I'm not denying that. But now that the smoke has cleared and we know what's going on, Jack Buser told us, look, let me do this. Let me do this in case it's not clear. Hold on. Let me just flip here real quick. This is Jack Buser in March of 2019, excuse me. This is an interview that he did with VG 24/7. He talks about how that they concede that the first few years of the platform are going to be missing pillars of the typical gaming experience. He says the same, in comparison to Daddy devices, the same device you are using certainly has better and more rich game experiences. That will take time to play out because gamers will have to realize, oh my gosh, Stadia has improved so much from years ago. I can't believe I'm still using the same screen. Again, he's talking in March of 2019, years in the future, that they're conceding the first few years you might get richer experiences in some areas in other places. So being that we know that, where are we coming from with this thing is dying? We need to see this metric. We have proof that metrics aren't the tell-all be-all with Xbox. We got proof with Stadia that they're in it for the long haul. I'm sorry, go ahead, Eddie.
I have two things. First of all, Roku said here on chat, Stadia is not early access. Can you elaborate just a little bit more what you want to say with Stadia is not early access? We understand that. But to the point is, to the people say, yeah, but they are losing money. Or their revenue, it's not what according to what they planned at the beginning. Probably it's not. As they already mentioned, it was a rough launch. But hey, Google has infinite money, and you cannot say that, yeah, but they will shut down the project because just cut the losses.
Yeah.
You know how long YouTube is 15 years old. Yeah. You guys know how long it was before YouTube turned into a profit? Yes. But Google understands the vision of the future and continue with YouTube.
Bingo.
So Google understands that every single body in the reports says cloud gaming will be huge in the next 5 years. So everybody it's rowing on that direction, on that boat.
Hey, Eddie, what Zach, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm looking at Zach and LG Ribeiro. I hope I'm saying that right, man. They're both bringing up good points. We got to get on them because here's the deal. They are investing for different reasons than you, myself, and MM2K, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody might have different reasons and different use cases and all this stuff, right? But right here, Zach says, the biggest problem with the player metric issue is that long multiplayer queues are keeping multiplayer games like Fall Guys from being relevant on Stadia. We're missing out on huge multiplayer games. Now, before you all jump in and say something now, that is how some people feel. Let's go back to the 2K whole ordeal or whatever you want to call that. When you know, we remember that all too well about, and then the whole buzz went out there about Stadia not getting these multi, and then Destiny has no players, and you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff like that. So to me it's good to tackle this, and I get where he's coming from because there are certain games that you cannot find players in, like NBA 2K. I keep throwing it out there, NBA 2K20.
I cannot even if I'm not doing a live stream, I cannot get a Mortal Kombat 11 match.
Right, but at the same time, when I hop on PUBG, there's always a player base. And Devin from Hyperfane Gaming, he said something early in the chat when he said Stadia needs cross-play on all games or with all platforms or something like that, he said, which is something that they're working on. And they've been doing a great job with games like ESO and Destiny and other games like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? PUBG. So for LG Ribeiro, Stadia is barely Google. As far as I know, Google is an ad company, but Stadia is a paid subscription. There are no ads on Stadia, plus no ads of Stadia. Even YouTube Gaming doesn't acknowledge Stadia. Well, I would disagree with that because I see Stadia ads all the time on YouTube. Yeah, every single day.
Yeah, Ribeiro.
I understand where he's coming from. It's just because I don't know if you guys saw, there was a tweet a few, I would say 1 or 2 weeks ago, from the YouTube Gaming YouTube account, which they said, which platform do you play? And there was a Xbox controller, PlayStation controller, a Nintendo Switch controller, and a keyboard and mouse.
Yep. Now that was bad. That was bad.
That was bad. And by the way, on that tweet, I tagged to make a comment. His name is Ryan Wyatt. He is the head of YouTube Gaming, and he did a response over there saying, "No, we as YouTube Gaming, we look to all platforms, the state included." Basically, it was a flop for somebody from the marketing team from YouTube Gaming that doesn't look Stadia as close that is.
Look,
again, it's kind of thing that is small, could be done better, but I understand right now that probably Stadia is not even pushing themselves harder to the whole Google umbrella.
Yeah.
So I believe that once they reach the point they are trying to get, they will do that.
Yeah. Yep. Here's the thing. Here's what we got to do. And I always had to do this with broadband bullies. And maybe this is why I'm more confused talking here. I will admit, of all 99% of the discussions that I have in relations to gaming, I think that we have smarter discussions here. This is the only one, but here's why. I think because maybe we talk at a broader scale when we're talking about all the other platforms. Here's something that we got to realize, and then Eddie corrected me and gave me a more plausible percentage. We are at maximum 5% of the gaming community. The overwhelming majority of the gaming community don't know what Broadband Bullies is, don't know who Eddie is, don't know who Storm is, don't know who I am. They don't even know what Stadia is, okay? They don't go here for their information. They just play the games. They just look and see an ad for their favorite game and they play their game, okay? We got to stop taking the silo that we're in, the bubble that we're in, the 5% that view all this stuff on a regular basis, and stop thinking that because we feel a certain way, that's the operatus morendi of the entire gamer base. What I'm here to tell you is that the gamer base that generally don't even connect to us, they are starting to come to this platform. It's a slow burn, but they're starting to come, and they're coming more than they did before. It's growing.
Do you want to see a good example of that?
Yes.
Baldur's Gate 3 Reddit.
Oh yeah.
So on Baldur's Gate 3 Reddit, there are people saying, "Oh, so where are you gonna get to play the game?" There are people who never would defend Stadia, but will play on Stadia. And they say it's because, I don't have a powerful PC enough to run Baldur's Gate 3.
Absolutely,
Thank
Eddie.
you.
And with inflation and all this stuff, man, you know how these 3000 series from Nvidia cards are coming out, and the next AMD cards will be less expensive, I'm sure. But still, it's going to cost you how much money to get a 4K level gaming experience?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. If you want to do 4K native, you're going to have to put out some bread, and that's going to be over, I'm going to say, close to $2,000 at the minimum. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it native at 60 frames per second. Now, Stadia is not always native. That I can tell you that right now. But it looks damn good, just like Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, checkerboarding or not, it looks good. So we have to understand that there are going to be trade-offs and all that stuff. But people want to play Baldur's Gate 3 and they want to do it with no downloads, no installs and patches, because that's another thing, y'all, that I would like to get into. The downloads are crazy these days. And they're going to only get worse. The 2K demo that I just played today, 2K21, 31 gigs for a demo. 31 gigs now. Call of Duty Warzone, y'all know how many times you get hit with that. Every week it seems like a 30 to 50 or 65 gig update or something, man. So when more people start thinking about stuff like this, you're going to see Stadia as a bigger value. And I can sign up and get a month of it free to see if it works for me. Come on, man.
Here's what we're. Let me do this. And shout out to our friend Duncan at Cloudy with a Chance of Gaming. They just dropped a tweet that I think
Stadia Pro. I'm sorry. Let me correct that, because Stadia is free anyway. But Stadia Pro, I mean, you get a month of that. You know.
I'm gonna flip over here. So, Typhoon Studios are working on some new exclusive stuff for the platform. And in the article, it shows a tweet from somebody at Typhoon, I guess responded to somebody. They said, hey, look, everything is good. We sold the company in December, shipped our first game in January, Journey to the Savage Planet. Now we're working on some exclusive stuff for the platform, including Stadia. So in reference to Stadia. Now, Stadia did not broadcast this, where your normal platform holder would broadcast this. If they were to broadcast this would make me and Eddie and Storm happier. For whatever reason, this is not in their plans. They don't feel like that they need to do this. Now, part of it we understand, because this was highlighted by 6-4 and all of us really on this panel, of Google's organic marketing. I am not the biggest fan wholeheartedly of that, because I still think that they need to have a presence, but that's what they're doing. Because they're not saying anything does not mean they're not doing anything, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And y'all got to understand Stadia's MO. And they put enough out there for us. As I get the average Joe Schmo, I get where like people like Chase make the argument, well, the average Joe Schmo may not know. I get that. That's why me and him go back and forth, and we can have that reasonable discourse, and I'm not confused. But what confuses me is where y'all don't look at this and y'all come up with this stuff from way out left field. Just because they're not saying anything doesn't mean that they're not doing anything. giving your perception on what the average Joe Schmo may perceive is different from saying in actuality, oh, it's doomed. It's doomed. No, that just shows that you likely didn't do your due diligence, and when the ball drops, when the receipts are exposed, it's not going to bode well for you guys. So basically, and I was told by somebody to just come out and say it, so I'm gonna say it, damn it. Basically, what I'm trying to do on Twitter is I'm trying to save you all. I'm imploring you, before this ball drops, it's going to be in your best interest for your relevancy. If you don't have concrete information, don't talk so much in concrete terms that the platform is in trouble. I wonder what's going on. How come we're not hearing this? Questions are arising. Is this stable? These are reasonable questions. But don't talk in so much absolute forms that the platform is in trouble, because again, your words are going to have a reflection on you. And I got that. I'm not going to say who. I got that from somebody that actually agrees with the whole mind state of that there are issues. But the advice to me was, if they don't want to be accountable for the words, then let the ball drop on them. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think we went around and around on this a lot. Maybe it's time to wrap up with final thoughts and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. I think the community has angst. I mean, I'm not saying it's not legitimate, and I think there's a lot to do with the fact that that Stadia is not front facing as much as they should be, even in early access. But with that being said, any final thoughts? We'll start with Eddie and then we'll go to Storm.
Tomorrow 8:30 p.m. live. See you guys at Ready Player One channel.
Storm, any final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I got some final thoughts, man. Stadia Goat in the building says crowd play is key. Streamers, big and small, playing quick multiplayer games that cost a small amount to play on YouTube will dramatically grow the user base. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Stadia Goat. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what people are not seeing. Hey, real quick before we wrap, Phil Harrison and others told you all that Stadia was going to deliver an experience up to 4K 60. People were like, get the hell out of here. Yeah, all right. What, stream it? Mm-hmm. On Live 2.0, baby. Now Stadia's out here, y'all, and we're playing games at up to 4K 60. You get what I'm saying? So just stay with me, man. Those features are going to come. This platform will do well. If it does not do well, everybody come back and visit me a year from now, 2 years from now, and we'll have this discussion again. But you can always find me doing all kinds of different things, y'all. Got some stuff in the works, some big stuff, so stay tuned. Other than that, you all do what you do. Stay safe out there, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
All right.
Yo, sorry, I forgot to say something.
Oh, no, go ahead, bro.
Bruh, I am hooked in that Spiritfarer game. That thing, it's really, really good. To be honest, I didn't expect that. I have been playing, for the last 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't, I'm sorry, I did this short participation here playing. You guys can hear the controller. But, I would say to everybody, if you don't want to pick it up on Stadia, definitely check it out on it's available on Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass, Steam, other I might jump into that. I'm gonna tell you, and thanks to 2K for the code. PG, the one that's surprising me right now is
PG Tour.
Bruh. A party ball, aka Brian. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, sucker. Once I get my game up, we gonna do 18 round. I love that PGA 2K21, man. That's fire, bruh. And I've never played a simulation. I've always done like the arcadey, like the Hot Shots golf or the Wii Sports golf or whatever golf games, arcadey golf games out there. My first simulation golf game, and I'm loving it. So I urge everybody to pick it up. I'm loving it. I'm reviewing it. I'll give my initial thoughts soon. But oh man, it's a great game, definitely. So, let me see. No, the homie. Let me do this. let's pause this for a second before we go. I know, I'm sorry, Charles. You left the yappa, so we're gonna get to Dustin and Rand's yappa. Let's take a look at what our friend Dustin had to say. All right, let me move this over here. All right, we're gonna play Dustin's yappa.
Last show.
All right, let's go. Okay, Dustin, your yappa did not go through. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. But yeah, you didn't record any sound.
Probably because you got to allow the microphone or whatever.
Yeah, you got a lot. Yeah, it's just 3 seconds of silence. All right. Okay, my bad. But yeah, leave a yappa. But even though Dustin, we'll put you in for the giveaway entry in for the giveaway. Again, leave a yappa for us. You can even do it after the show goes off, and we'll play it on a future show. Dustin left this a little bit ago, so definitely do that. All right. With that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out. There was a lot of y'all. I want to read y'all all off, but y'all know who y'all are. Thank you, thank you very much. Eddie, where can we find you? And Storm, where can we find you after Eddie?
All right, guys, you can find me at Eddie Player One YouTube channel. I'm gonna have a new video coming on soon on the series of Stadia false statements exposed. I found a guy that is definitely a clown. 1 million subs, not Young Ye yet, but I'm coming for that ass. But I found another 1 million subs guy talking some nonsense that I'm gonna be exposing him.
Awesome. Where can we find you at, Storm?
Man, you can find me, like I said, I'm always traveling, man. I'm a nomad, so you can find me on that flight simulator at random times because I'm not sticking to a schedule, y'all. Maybe in the winter time, I'll be sticking to a schedule, but you can find me on YouTube here at youtube.com/Projekt Storm. And you could also catch me running my mouth on Twitter at the Nephophiliac.
All right. And of course, you guys can find me here, Stadia Dosage. You can find me at MM2K Vids on YouTube. You can find me at Hard Knock Digital Culture. HNDC.live, Mighty Most 2000 on Twitch. You can also find me at Stadia Dosage on Twitch too. Yeah. Doing the 2K takeover. We're doing dual streams of PJ 2K21 and NBA 2K20 throughout the week. And you can also find me with the Broadband Bullies and most definitely the PNTS network. Check out broadbandbullies.com. Go to PNTSnetwork.com for all your gaming content needs. And with that said, we appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all for joining us for this discussion. It was a great one. You all have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.
I'll let y'all next time.
See y'all.